Hello, everyone. Welcome to. No, wait. I'm not going to do that. It's Valentine's Day, and I thought I would celebrate Valentine's Day by sitting alone in my bedroom and eating instant ramen. You'll notice that I have the seafood noodles from the Shin. We're going to be not only enjoying, hopefully, the seafood ramen, and also the seafood ramen flavored soda. Have a little more ambiance here, a little more mood lighting for the holiday. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all with somebody. If you're not with somebody, do what I do and sit alone in your room and eat instant noodles. Okay, so without further ado, these are the Nissin seafood noodles. These are one of their classic flavors, and one that I will tell you right now, not my jam. I love seafood, I honestly do, but I've mentioned this before. Every time I get an artificial seafood flavored or a dried seafood flavored product, I don't care for it usually. And I'm not gonna, oh, we've got our Nissin Nico lid there. Still no, what is it, Tibetan or Mongolian desert fox? I don't know. So, so these are the Nissin Cup Noodles Seafood. This is part of the 50th anniversary set. Thank you all. I'll keep thanking you because it keeps being cool. So right off the bat, we have little bits of crab in there. And again, I'm going for the ambiance lighting. I'm sorry, it looks like rehydrated dried crab. We've got some scrambled egg. We've got, I'm assuming is kind of like a komaboko fish cake, something, little flakes of that. Some greenery, and the noodles. And doesn't smell awful. Doesn't smell as bad as the Paldo lobster ones that I had. But still just not good. It still smells like fish food and like something that, would probably be more enjoyed by a carp. So let's give these a shot. The Shin Seafood. Happy Valentine's Day. Itadakimasu. Oh, come on. I was trying to do that Lady and the Tramp thing, but I'm in my room by myself eating instant ramen, so can't. Anyway, number one, the noodles on these seem thinner than their normal noodles. I don't know if that's just me or if that's the case. They're good. Like, most Nissin ramen, they have a good firmness to them. Don't let them sit too long. That's my one secret, my one takeaway from this. These don't taste bad at all. The broth is good. Yeah, they've actually got a nice sweet kind of seafoody broth. It's the smell. That's all it is. And honestly, if I've had shrimp instant ramen before that I really just could not enjoy, I couldn't really, I forced myself to eat them basically. And this is when I was in art school, and sometimes the bookstore would run out of proper flavors like chicken and beef, and then we'd be stuck with shrimp. And yeah. These are fine. They're very salty, actually. I think there's actually more of a salt flavor to these than even their normal cup noodle. And again, it may just be my perception on this, but I smelled these when I first opened the container, and it was like opening up, a container of flake food for your goldfish. It just had that smell. But these are actually quite good. And if you like seafood and you're okay with more of an instant seafood or dried seafood or stronger seafood smell, maybe that doesn't bother you. These are great. They're really nice. The noodles are good. And that's definitely something the average Japanese person is much more into seafood, I don't want to say fishy because fishy has an implication that's like it's negative. It's, here we're trained from birth that beef smells good, chicken smells good, and then the artificial versions of those smell pretty good. So, if you're getting instant chicken soup, chicken noodle soup, it doesn't smell like chicken soup. It smells like an artificial version of it. But we're taught early on, from childhood, that those are smells that are comforting and smells that we enjoy. So if you have a culture that is a long island, a very long, thin chain of volcanic islands, that the ocean is so important to the Japanese people, they're just going to get used to those flavors more. And so it's not, I don't ever want to say, oh, Japanese people, man, they eat anything with fish. No, it's just their culture and it's part of the thing. It is kind of awesome seeing a 5-6-year-old kid walking down the street with an octopus tentacle on a stick, just gnawing at it, just going to town. I personally don't eat octopus because I don't enjoy them enough, and I feel like they're actually really smart animals, and so I kind of like, I'll save my bloodlust for the really dumb ones. Then again, I eat pork, so that's bullshit. So anyway, enough of that. I'm going to eat a little more of these noodles, and then I'm going to go get the soda where it is chilling in the refrigerator, and see how that goes. So, these are good, and they're going to give you, sewage backwash breath. If you walk up, again, I wonder why do we eat seafood, like Valentine's Day, seafood is a romantic dish. You make shrimp and you make salmon and you make sushi has become this kind of romantic dish that you eat. The whole thing about oysters and all this stuff. So it's like, is it because that it's kind of used to be an expensive thing? When I was a kid, shrimp were expensive, whereas now, they're literally a dime a dozen sometimes. Not literally, that's a hyperbole. But it used to be that, it was a fancy dish. It was a fancy dinner. So you both eat a bunch of seafood and then, give each other fish kisses. I don't know. If that's what you do. So, these are great. These are fine. And if people have had some suggestions or actually asked me for suggestions of noodles to try. You can get these at most Chinese or at most Japanese groceries now, Asian groceries, the Shin, the seafood. They've re-released a lot of these, and you can just get them, And so if you like kind of a seafood flavored noodle, this is a really good starting point. I'm not going to say it's one of the best ones out there, excuse me, but it is a solid just thing. If you want a snack, you want to pop this in with your lunch so that you're eating a salad or a sandwich, and you want something hot that's easy that you don't have to, have already preheated or whatever. This is a fine deal. So the Shin seafood cup ramen, cup noodles, good for them. I'm actually surprised there aren't the dehydrated shrimp in here. At least I haven't seen any. The dehydrated crab is not bad, but it is very oceanic, shall we say. Not awful. And again, I think about these like survival food sometimes, like, if you could make a dry meal pack where all you had to do was add hot water, and one of those things was crab, and it's more than likely it's the imitation crab, which I'm actually hugely fond of. Everybody, again, it's like chicken nuggets. Everyone wants to kind of down chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets were literally invented to try to end world hunger. And yeah, they're not working because, you put them in McDonald's and deep fry them and all this. It's like the concept of taking protein from an animal and breaking it back down and making it into something that's much more palatable than feeding people head cheese or souse or something like that. I'm all for that. And again, with fish, the fake crab of the K, however you want to do it, imitation crab, that is you can ingest that easily. It's nice, it's pleasant, it's actually got a really good protein content to it. I wish the sodium weren't so bad, but I wish that about everything nowadays. So, imitation food. It's what's for dinner, breakfast, whatever. All right, one more. These are great. These are good. And even with the broth, once it's rehydrated, doesn't have that immediate punch in the nose fishiness to it. So on a 10, I'm going to give these a 7. Probably because it's just not my flavor profile, but 7, you know, which is solid, which is good. Like I said, if you want something to start off with, if you haven't really eaten a lot of instant ramen, whatever, these are a good one to try. So now I'm going to go get the soda, because that's what you're all waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. So I'll be right back. Okay, here we go with the second part of this. I am giving myself a little palate cleanse with some spring water. I want to kind of get rid of the noodle flavor that I've already tried, the saltiness and everything, and just so I can taste the soda kind of cleanly on its own. So, yeah, go from there. And this is, again, the limited edition soda, seafood soda. The second in our multi-part series, actually 4-part series, about ramen, about sodas that taste like ramen noodles. That's not going to be on PBS anytime soon. So, again, oh, chica, okay. Yep, okay. It went hiss because I was undoing and it hissed and it, yes, there's an effervescent aroma of deep one or shoggoth. And again, this doesn't smell that bad. Now that I've kind of gotten over that initial thing, I'm almost wondering if they did better flavorants in the sodas than they do in the noodles, but let's give this a shot. Oh, it's milky. I didn't know it was gonna be, no. I don't know if I'm ready for this. It looks kind of like skim milk. I don't know. I'm going to put you over here. Oh, it's kind of grayish. Guys, I'm not going to go. This is Shin I'm talking to, because again, I know that they watch all of my videos. Was this the best option? It's my only question. So, you see, here in front of the candlelight, I don't even know if light passes through it. Okay. It is effervescent. There are bubbles. So, happy Valentine's Day to all you lovers out there. And let's give it a swig. Yeah, it smells very, the kind of sweetness of seafood. Again, doesn't smell like the noodles. It has a different, much like the curry, didn't completely match it, but here we go. I'm putting this off because I'm not really. All right. What I'm smelling, actually, it has a buttery smell to it. What this smells like, I'm going to tell you how to make this, because this is limited edition, and I know you want to try it. Go to one of those juicy seafood restaurants, or go to a East Coast crab boil, where you get a bunch of crab and corn. There's actually, this smells, it has kind of a buttery corn note to it. So you get that bag of corn and crab and whatever other stuff you put in there, and during your boil, and you put it in a duck press and you squeeze it all out, and you throw in some 7-Up. That's exactly the flavor profile. My mouth is freaking out. It's like it doesn't know how to taste this. having trouble parsing the random stuff that it's being thrown. Okay, let's give this a shot. Not as good as the curry. Not awful. Not awful. Not bad. Confusing. I'm getting that buttery corn, man. That top note. And I know that there are seafood, seafood has a sweetness to it and it has kind of a butteriness to it, some different varieties of seafood. But every time I've had like a crab boil, the corn is very dominant. You smell that overall note, and I'm getting that here. So this tastes and smells nothing like the noodles, really, in any way. Not that it's bad. The noodles were fine. This is confusing. And I don't really know what to do with that. The one good thing is that it's not cloying. The soda correspondent is like a very dry, like not an overly sweet lemon lime soda. If this were overly sweet and cloying, I don't think I could drink it much past the first drink. So you get this kind of sweetness, you get that initial kind of buttery corn smell and taste, but then it ends very clean, and I actually don't have a lot of, my mouth isn't coated. So again, kudos to whoever designed these sodas. I think I'm about to sneeze. Glad I put that down, huh? Maybe I'm having an allergic reaction. I don't know. It's all fun. It's still better than the Daibach. I think I'm done, guys. This one, okay, I'm going to say this one got me, but not in the way I expected. I was expecting something totally different. It's not bad. It's just not for me. There are probably a lot of people in the world who would really enjoy this. And again, as a cocktail, maybe there is a liquor that will cut this right and make it something really great. I'm not going to find out. And again, these are limited editions, so we can't get them anymore. Too bad. Yeah. So, happy Valentine's Day. I don't know what... I don't even know how to parse this. I really don't know how to get my head around what this is. But it's fun. Having fun. Thanks again to everyone who chipped in for this. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Yeah, I don't know really how to end this one other than to say I don't think I'm going to finish this, but I am going to go brush my teeth. So, bye.